Greetings, greetings, greetings. So today let's talk. Okay. Let's talk, okay? So I came up with a very important solution to a lot of indigenous Black American people problems, okay? If you feel like your ancestors came on a slave boat, I'm speaking for a lot of us, we indigenous Black Americans that got our land stolen are willing to pay your reparations so you can move on and possibly move back to Africa. Whereas we indigenous people of America, kinky hair, straight hair, curly hair, all Nubian, Negroid, copper tone, copper back, red skin, Indian red, kidney bean colored people, like Georgia red clay. Yeah, that's what we look like. We look like clay. Okay? We have a longer process. See, you people who came from Africa on slave boats and slave ships and had slave masters, what happened was you infiltrated us on our land. That's right. They started classifying us as you. So we see, y'all time span only starts 500 years ago. Whereas we've been here for millennia. Okay? We've been in America for a long time. So what we need to do as indigenous Indians of America, we need to pay your reparations. Because we the one who fell short and made it to the point that slavery was able to be habitable on American soil. Okay? So don't even worry about trying to get your reparations from white people anymore, or the Europeans, or the British, or the French, or the Portuguese, or the Spaniards. We, the indigenous Americans, are going to pay you. You descendants of African slaves, we're going to pay you your reparations. And I'm going to tell you how we're going to pay your reparations. We indigenous Americans are going to get our land back. And we're going to collect the debt, the money, and everything from every corporation in America. And you know what? When we collect our money, we'll pay you your money. But guess what? We're going for the long money. We're going for the everlasting money. Because our blood sacrifice is tied to the land. We were already here. There's more than one type of black, baby. There was never just one black that came from one root from Africa. No, sir. That's why over 94% of American soil, North America, Central America, and South America, has old blood. You can't go backwards. You only can go forward. So my father is old blood, okay, with curly hair down his back. I got my afro from my mama, and my mama looked white. Well, not white. She just looked pale compared to the normal melanated beings, okay? This is what I'm telling you. To you people of African descent, you, my friends, are going to have to not look for reparations from the Europeans, the French, and all them. No. We, indigenous Americans, are going to give you your reparations. I said reparations. And the reason why we're going to give you your reparations is because we owe them to you. For the simple fact, we got compromised, and we became weak, and we failed, and they felt like they could take a few of y'all, a few of your descendants or ancestors, and bring them over here for jobs and stuff, and weed us out. See, they're along with the program too. Your African ancestors are going along with the program too. They want to weed us out too. As you can see, it's going to be African and American. Do you get what I'm saying? Nothing about that is native. See, we native people who got reclassified because your ancestors are down with the bamboozle too. They are down with the identity theft too. And matter of fact, they wasn't even down with the identity theft. Okay? They just said, you know what? I'm going to come over here and be with these indigenous American women. And now you have African and American. But guess what? African Americans are Caucasians. That's right. African Americans are Caucasian. They born in Africa. All of Europe on down is Africa. All of Russia is Asia. That's why they call it Russia. Look, just break it down. Russia is Asia. Russia is Asia. Europe and on down is Africa. So they are really technically African, and they moved to America. We are Americans, indigenous to the land, North America, Central America, and South America. Not only that, why don't you go to a reservation and why don't you ask these white people, these Caucasians that come from Caucasus Mountains, why don't you ask them straight like this, can I see your card? And as you can see, they have done identity theft. As long as us, indigenous brothers and sisters, as long as we keep claiming that we're from Africa, they can claim that they are from America. They are the natives. Not only did they intermingle with us, they bled us out. So just imagine these Caucasians sleep with your grandmother and make you. But they don't put you out in the world. They keep you reserved on a reservation. And when they keep you reserved on the reservation, what happens then? They slowly bring in more white people to kill you out. They don't bring in more black people, us indigenous Americans. No, they only keep bringing in more white people and writing off your inheritance. So again, like I say, to all the people who are claiming to be descendants of Africans, we indigenous Americans are going to pay your reparations. So what you need to do is figure out how much we owe you. And what you need to do is figure out how many of your brothers and sisters are here. Okay? Y'all need to go on and get in a big group and go on and say that y'all are descendants of Africans. Okay? Not even African American. Say, I am a descendant of being African. Okay? And remember, that's a European terminology. But if you go back in the treaties and stuff, America still has its original name context. Even though it's American, America, it's all the same. We never lost the essence. Okay? So again, like I say, to all the people who want to be from Africa, when the only people came from Africa was Caucasians, this is what we need to do. Oh, and plus the Moroccans, the black Moroccans and the black Spaniards came from Africa. You get what I'm saying? Didn't they say Spain got conquered by black people? Okay, all of South America and all of Mexico had some form of Nubian black person, right? So when you see those people with those real African phenotype looks with the Nubian skin, you may want to digest that a little bit. So if you want to sit up there, and I'm going to give you a little hope. If you want to sit up there and say your history starts at 400 years, 500 years, and the rest of your history started in Africa, you might want to rethink this. Because the Spaniards were already over here. The black Spaniards were already over here. Okay? So that's another thing you need to realize. And after they got overthrown, then the white Spaniards start to come over. That's where you get your African phenotype origin from the Spanish Africans that came over here. Not only that, let's hip to this. Do you want to get paid for 400 years of reparations? Or do you want to get paid for being native to this land? You choose, because there's a lot of people out there that owe us. A lot of people owe us. We still have countries and cultures coming over here to reside on this land. They all owe us. They all got to start paying us taxes. Everything. And as you can see, we're going to be interrupted for a few seconds for no reason. So back to it. You can go for the short money, or you can go for the long money. Because for some of y'all, the only God you have is money. That's right. The only God you have is money. Otherwise, you feel hopeless and without. You're not wanting to grow your own food. You're not even wanting to research the food native to the land. You only shop in supermarkets when you should be shopping at farmers markets, seeing what the people of culture are eating. That's right. You have become domesticated. You have lost your identity to these federal reservations. But you want to sit up here and settle for 400 years? That's why I say we, Indigenous Americans, have enough to pay you off. That's why you need to go on and group your brothers and sisters up. And you need to go on and tell us what we owe you. Unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free.